Hi, my name is Melody T. Kyler. My Chinese name is Kyler. My stage name is Melody T. So a lot of people right now, they know me as Melody T. So back then when I was 5, I started ballet. I grew up in Selayang. So my ballet school is in Selayang Rhapsody. And my ballet teacher, my favorite teacher is teacher Cheng Lee. And right now she's married to Penang. And she owns a ballet studio in Penang as well. And later on, when I grew up, when I started my high school, I started to involve more in dance, and that's how I started, and that's how I connect, and that's how I create. So I'm more actively in cheerleading, and we do have a gymnastic club back there in the school. So that's where I involved in. And then later on, because maybe mostly I was more active in dance, so the school teacher always asked me to choreograph Chinese dance, for any festival in school. Yeah, and that's how I started to love the passion in choreographing in dance. Later on, when I reached 18 years old, I told myself that I wanted to pursue dance. Back then there's not much opportunity, to involve in a dance school and all that, and most probably as long as you need the money. So I was like, telling my parents I wanted to do that, but my parents, especially my mom told me that no, because she said that, dance, there's no future, I think that's the traditional way of thinking. So I was quite sad back then. So I tell myself, it's okay, let the parents decide my future first and see how it goes from there. And that's how my dad signed me up in mass communication diploma in KDU college. But back then, during that period, I tell myself that I still want to involve in dance, and how. And just so happened my gymnastic coach, she offered me a job, a freelance part-time job, teaching gymnastics and ballet at the same time. So I was like, okay, let's start. Every Saturday I would just, earn some pocket money, and then I was quite into it, I think. And then later on, in the college in KDU, I also get involved in performing arts club, and that's how I continue to dance. But then it's not so professional because everything we just learn from the YouTube. We create our own among our friends. And after 2 years, I tell my mom again, I want to study dance because I don't want my mom to spend that extra money for me to degree in something that I'm not interested in, So I really finished my diploma in mass comm, so I fought with my mom actually. My dad actually really support me, but my dad follows my mom. So, so my mom actually, asked a lot of people, how is she going to, to give me this opportunity, and I found out this audition through website. There's this LaSalle College of the Art from Singapore. They came to KL Pack to audition dancers. So I really went secretly for the audition. And I passed the audition. And I talked to my mother again, I really fought with her. And then one fine day, my mom went to us the temple. I'm surprised. She went to the temple and asked the people how to do it, all that. And later on, the temple people just tell her that you cannot stop your daughter. That's her future. Oh wow. And then that's how I started my dance journey when I was 20 years old. I think so. It's not too late, but I feel age is not an issue as long as you have this heart to really want this, and you really have to go with fight for your goal. And that's how I started my dance journey in Singapore in LaSalle College of the Art. Yeah.
So you studied in LaSalle?
I professionally, yes.
How long was that?
Diploma in dance, 2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yeah.
And after that, any more?
After that, actually, I didn't pursue my degree in dance because it's way too expensive. There's no scholarship for foreigners. So I actually got very lucky to I got selected by one of the dance companies in Singapore, which is called Maya Dance Theatre Company. They offered me a job as a company dancer, and that's how I started my artistry dance journey with this company in Singapore.
So
for a year.
You were a resident dancer with the company?
Correct.
Okay.
Maya Dance Theatre Company is a fusion of Indian dance and contemporary. So this artistic director, her name is Kavita Krishnan. She's also one of my families now in Singapore because she really take care of me, and Imran as well. Both of them, they are husband and wife. They open up, they found this company, My Dance Theatre, and they really take care of me. And I have to say that because of her, I really grew up mentally and physically as a dancer. Yeah, because she is very strict.
Normally all the good dance teachers are very strict.
I mean, she's strict in terms of mentally, you know.
Right.
She really trained our mentally to be ready on stage. Wow, yeah.
So how many types of dance do you actually do? What is your preferred genre and how many types of dance can you actually do? Or formally trained
I
in?
started ballet and later on I involved in gymnastics for like 3 years, but not pro, not pro. And then later on I do involve in contemporary professionally in Singapore. And later on I joined this company and I do touch a bit of Indian dance, this and that. Yeah, that's my focus, my genre. So
What's your favorite?
my favorite, I think, still contemporary, but I actually do like Indian dance. It's just that I don't have this proper. Yes, I don't have this proper training and the opportunity to learn. I think right now,
Would you consider going learning now?
I would love to. I would love to.
There's Sutra Foundation, which is very, very famous for it.
Yes, I would love to because I actually keep telling myself, this is one of my little dreams. I hope that I can create Indian mixed with contemporary, you know, a dance showcase. Just a piece we'll do, you know. That's my one of my goals, you know, one day in future. Yeah.
Dr. Ramli Ibrahim is a close friend of ours.
I would love to work with him one day.
You should have a chat with him.
Yeah, I think I should because right now, because the past few years I was so busy focusing on opening my studios, you know, my teaching classes, how to build all the young dancers up, and involved in so many competitions. I have no time for myself, to be honest. And I was married back then, and then later on, I had 2 kids. You know, I think right now I should start focusing on myself, continue to learn. Yeah, I think I should. Yeah, no excuse. Yeah, correct.
So after studying in LaSalle and working in Singapore, what happened?
Okay, long story short, I got proposed. I have to be frank. Okay, I had two marriage relationship back then. So the first relationship with my ex-husband, so he proposed to me back then. So I have to decide whether I should continue to work in Singapore or I should decide to come back for good. So I remember back then my mom told me that, you know, 好男人不可以放过 means that good husband cannot let go. Okay, you know, back then the traditional culture thinking marriage is important. Yes, marriage is important. But back then I was still building my reputation as a dancer, as, you know, as an artist back then in Singapore. But I tell myself that, you know what, I have to choose to come back. So I sent in my resignation letter to my artistic director. She was actually very upset. We are all upset, but this is life, you know. This is life. So I came back, and things happened after a few years. But then I think there's no regret because I came back. I decided to open my studio. I think until today, no regret with this decision. And later on, after MCO, I met a new guy. I tell myself that, you know, maybe this is a calling. I don't know. But this guy really, he understands me very well. Especially we all, you know, working in this industry. I have to say it's not easy, but as long as you commit yourself to it, as long as you love what you are doing, you know, no one can stop you. No one can stop you. You have to find someone that really understands you, because we all mainly work at night. Yeah, right. So there's a lot of sacrifices, but I'm glad that this husband, he really understands me very well. Yeah.
So he's very supportive.
I'm very grateful for that. Yes, very, very grateful.
So from that, we are back in KL. You're married twice already, and you have children.
Yes, I do. I have my first child with my ex-husband, and right now I do have a second child with my current husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
So school, how did the school come about?
Alright, interesting.
You're a performer,
Long
you're an
story short,
educator.
I actually, back then, I was recommended to offer a choreography for a festival in a shopping mall. And that's the Gardens Mall, the Garden Shopping Mall. And they really liked my proposal that I sent in. They wanted me to choreograph something and send in performance for this festival. And that's how I started this company, Danztech Movement, because they need an invoice. Because they need an invoice to issue the check.
The payments to us.
Yeah, so the Gardens Mall, the management side, they asked me, hey Melody, why don't you just open a company? It's easy, you know, just open a company and so that they're able to issue a check. So I was like, oh, okay, because back then I was freelance teaching many years already once I came back from Singapore. So I never thought of, you know, me opening a company, but then because of this is my first income, big income. So I like, oh my god, I want this, so I just opened this company.
And the name, is this the same company?
Yes, it's the official name is MDC Danztech Movement, but for the studio wise, it's called just
Okay, so it's MDC.
MDC Danztech Movement.
And why this name?
MDC because it's Melody Dance Company.
Ah.
But I don't want to.
Why Danztech?
Okay, why Danztech? Okay, because I personally very into technique. It's not about technician, but it's still about dance technique. I'm very emphasized on this is because no matter how far you go, technique is still the foundation. You need the technique enable for you to, you know, go far. Yeah.
And all this probably because of the grooming from Miss Kavita, I presume.
She was one of it, and actually my contemporary base I learned in Singapore. My 老师 is Albert Tiong.
Right.
My 老师 is Albert Tiong and Susan Yong and Melissa, and there are a few more teachers back then. But I specifically love attending Albert Tiong 老师 class. He really pushed us a lot. Yeah. So that's how I train my.
You had a good grounding in dance.
Not very good, but I still try my best until today.
It's stuck.
Yeah.
It is stuck. So you are transferring the same technology to
Yeah.
your students now.
Yeah, correct.
So you've been your school and you also have been competitive. Tell us about your achievements.
Oh, achievements.
Personal
Okay.
achievements and also maybe the school's achievements as well.
I started sending students back then when in 2018. I only sent in like 5 students. Because back then, how I started this space, initially I don't want to open a space. I just rent I live in a condo back then. I just rented this management hall upstairs. I built my own mirrors, which I get the approval already. I built my own mirrors. Then I conduct my own classes, and it's just 2 classes a week. And I never even promote my classes. It's just all about mouth to mouth because I think my students bring in friends in. That's how I started my classes, my own classes. And then later on, because my company back then started with commercial services first, and that's where I have a lot of costumes, you know, stuck in my house. So I tell myself, you know what, I need a space to store all my costumes, and I need a proper space for my students who still love coming for my class. I need a proper space for them, and that's how I decided to open my space. When I was, you know, having my confinement period, yeah, my first child. So during my confinement period, I started to survey the location and all that because back then I stayed in Subang. So I wanted somewhere that's close to me, and that's how Danztech Movement Studio started in SS15 Subang Jaya. yeah. And then later on, I started to send students for competition, and to be honest, I think competition really motivates me as a choreographer and a teacher, and I'm sure motivate the students a lot because you need to know where your standard is, and you just have to like keep going to see how far you can go. And also I encourage my students next year go again because I want to see how is their standard like, you know. when they grow up. Yeah, because we just have to keep upgrading ourselves as a teacher, and that's where I keep going, keep sending students until today, until this year. I think my biggest achievement is I'm able to send about 38 or close to 40 students to Thailand. I think I'm very proud of myself. 40 students along with some of their parents. It's amazing. I think the memory is amazing. Not just the awards, but is how you always guide your students coming together, and the parents trust as well, because it's not easy to just send in 40 students to Thailand. Of course, they fought for top 3 in regional first. I'm very, very proud of them. Yeah, and thanks to the parents too for their trust. Because without this trust, I don't think we have come this far today. Yeah.
So what's the name of the latest competition?
It's called APDC, Asia Pacific Dance Competition in Thailand.
And what you guys been doing APDC this year?
Okay,
this year, right?
Yes, this year. It's actually happening in August. I sent in 3 groups in total. 4 groups in total. And one of the groups that I choreographed, this piece actually means a lot to me. And I do have a title for this piece. It's called Gravitated by Present. And if people understand this piece very well, actually they do understand the piece because they cry at the end. They cry after the piece. And that's what I want to achieve. Yeah, meaningful piece that can relate to them. So why Gravitated by the Present, this title, is no matter what happened in your life, move on. You cannot stay there. You have to move on. Don't stay in the present. Move on. Yeah. So I created this story through contemporary moves, and and we won this President Cup award, which is the highest score award. Yeah.
For your team.
For my team.
Awesome.
Yes.
So that's great. That's just happened just recently, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
that is quite a big achievement.
Yes, we actually, the same piece this year, we actually participate in this CXTD. We also won the outstanding, the highest score in troupe as well. And later on, when we came back from Thailand, we do have another platform called Get the Beat, and we also won the same, the highest score, the best troupe award. So yeah.
Personally,
what?
for yourself, what have you won personally?
Outstanding Teacher Award.
Okay.
Yes, outstanding
At
teacher
this competition?
award. Yes. Every platform they don't give this outstanding teacher award.
Right.
It's just for the group.
Right.
Yeah. But one of the platforms that I achieved is this CSTD, because they do give outstanding teacher award for those that got the big trophy, and I do get the outstanding teacher award.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I understand you're extending or opening a new outlet.
New space, actually.
New space, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more.
Actually, this space that I'm sitting right now is actually just next to my existing Danztech space. Right now it's actually located in ground floor, so the people easily can see us. And I do want people to pass by and see, oh, there's something happening inside, because I want them to know more about what we are doing here, especially contemporary dance, because I do believe not many people know what is contemporary dance all about. So I just want to spread the awareness. Yeah,
there's a lot of schools out there. A lot of them doing hip hop.
A lot of
dancing.
Yes, they do. Yes,
Yeah,
they
but
actually.
ballet, very specifically.
Yes, I think slowly they are bringing in contemporary classes already. Yeah.
Because we see all the schools. We see the Latin schools, the ballroom schools.
Yeah.
So the contemporary we don't see.
I mean, they do have.
But it's not so.
It's not their main focus.
Right.
I would say that. Yeah.
So yours is.
My main focus
is
in Danztech is contemporary,
Okay.
lyrical, and jazz.
So if people want to go for contemporary, they should come see you first.
I hope so.
You are the seafood of contemporary schools, lah.
I hope so. But right now in September, I try to bring in ballet, because I think ballet is still the foundation in dance.
Right.
with the ballet background is a bonus in everything. You know, ballet is just like the mother of dance. Yeah.
How many students do you have right now?
I don't really go and see the documents, but approximately about less than 200.
Less than 200
Yeah,
students,
less
okay.
than 200. Yeah.
So it's around 200 students.
For the regular
When you first
students.
started, how many students did you have?
Oh, I think only like 10, 20 kids.
That's not bad for a start.
Yeah, because I think I was freelancing back then, so I teach everywhere.
Right.
And whoever loved my teaching style, okay, come, that's all.
What makes you different from the others? What is you? What is your style?
I have no idea.
How would you describe your teaching style?
Okay, for me,
You had many influences.
Okay, for me, I personally like the dynamic change in movements because I need something like excitement, you know. So in dance, it's the same thing for me. I want something like like now, something like that. So that's me, and yeah, I think also I like story. So to create a piece, it's always about story first. What is it about? You know, not just movement. That's why my tagline for Danztech Movement is more than just movement. So I want to spread the awareness to everyone that I want them to understand what they are doing, not just purely dancing.
So you're not just a dancer, you're a storyteller.
I'm not good in telling a story, but
you tell your story through movements.
Through movements, yeah.
People have been doing that for years and years. That storytelling has been passed on in many, many different forms. So you have your own form of telling the story as well.
Correct. But I do need more inspiration as well because sometimes you will get stuck when you think about story. So I advise that go to watch more dance performance locally and internationally.
Who's been your biggest influences in dance?
Oh, I love this. It's from overseas. I love this company called Hofesh. His name is called Hofesh, but he named his company is Hofesh as well. They really inspired me a lot. Back then when I watched their performance in Esplanade, Singapore. I don't understand why they cannot just come to Malaysia and perform. Maybe it's too high budget, I don't know, but sadly, yeah. Every time when they come to Singapore, I have to fly all the way there and watch their performance. The one thing about them is the musicality, the transition, the precision between the music and dance is just so good, and their movement is not so fancy. It make it just nice. You don't have to be technically like no, but something about them is just pure, pure at the same time powerful. I don't know how to describe this. Just go and watch. Yeah.
So that is one of your main influences, huh?
Correct.
Okay. Anybody else?
There's a few more.
Maybe anybody local?
Let me think. This one I have to cut, yeah. I have to think first.
No worries. We hold first. No worries.
I think because back then, I think because these few years I hardly see performers. Because maybe my expectation is way higher.
Right.
Yeah, that's why there's this 老师 called Lok Soki, Miss Lok. Recently, I think this year, she produced a production in this Gongsi KL. They are using this warehouse space to come up with all the interesting setup and the lighting, with playing with the lights, and how the dancers just running in and out with the shadows is just so amazing. Yeah, Miss Lok. Yeah, I really love her work. Yeah, because she creates the whole package, not just dancing, but in terms of the setup, in terms of the props, in terms of the lighting, from shadows to from zoom in and zoom out, just so amazing. Yeah, Miss Lok.
You're not only involved as a dance educator, you're also involved in production. Tell us about some of the works that you produce.
Yes, this year I produced this production called Sail. It's something about the weathers. The weather start from sorry. Let me recall back. Sail. How to say it in English?
Can say in Chinese, doesn't matter.
Okay, sail. Hang on. Sail is about how the weather started when you are in the ocean, right? How the weather started and how you go through the journey through the ocean, and then later on there's thunderstorm, there's rains, and what it will happen, what it will change the shape of water, and after the rain stop, and what will happen after the rain stop, and that's how the whole dance piece about. So because inside this production is piece by piece. So yes, it's piece by piece. So we have 10 pieces in total inside, and I do involve most of my regular students performing for this, and I do invite a few choreographers from outside as well, and I do involve my students to train them as a choreographer as well.
So this was your latest and most biggest production, I presume? Or you've done bigger than that before?
No. So far I've only done 2 productions, so this is my second one. And we do 3 days, we actually sold out all the tickets.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, as a dancer and as an educator in dance, what do you want to achieve for yourself and also for your school?
What do I want to achieve for myself? I just
and
want
maybe what is the end game for you?
Okay. My end game is I have to tell everyone that age is not an issue, because I receive a lot of people still asking me, can 27 years old dance contemporary? Can 38 years old dance contemporary? That's why I want to tell everybody that everybody can dance. It's just the expectation. It's just depending on what is your expectation like, and what is your and how much consistent you can to achieve that. So I want to tell the dancers that everyone can dance. You need to just find your body language, because I don't want you to copy the teacher's style. I want you to find your own style, and that's where we guide you along the way. You do you. You be yourself. I like to grow dancers to find their own unique way in their own personality and just dance.
How many teachers do you have here in your school actually at the moment?
Every year I do invite, there's new teachers coming in and out. I do have a lot of part-time students, part-time teachers, and mainly most of them, they are my senior students as well. I train them as a coach. Because we all work together for many years, and they know what we are looking at. So I do have about 10 part-time teachers, 10 to 12 I think. Full-time I have 2. One is my one of it. I have 2 full-time teachers. One is Wen-Xing and one is me. I'm also full-time teacher here.
So are you working on a new production for next year or the year after?
For next year, I'm thinking maybe something small, but I'm planning to have a big production in 2 years' time, because I'm thinking to expand this piece, Gravitated by the Presence, because I think it means so much. It means a lot to me, and I believe to the dancers as well. So I want to give something back again. I want to have a full-length production. So I need time to think about the story. I need a complete story. It's not easy to think about a story, So hopefully in 2 years' time, I can create something.
Have you been watching dance shows on TV recently? Say America's Got Talent.
I do actually watch American Got Talents every now and then, because it's just so amazing. It's just so inspiring, and you can see something weird there. You can see something like wow, I do get inspiration from there as well. I can say that my teachers right now is YouTube, Instagram, social media. That's how we learn. So right now I need to find time for myself, physically involved.
Okay. Some message for your family and friends and the people who have supported you so far.
I'm grateful. I'm blessed. Thank you so much for your
You
belief.
can name them also if you want to.
In what?
You can name them as well.
In what?
You can name them.
Oh, name them! First thing first, I want to say thank you to my father. My father
Your father has been very supportive, right?
My father always, my father is my biggest supporter.
Your biggest fan too.
Since when I was young, yeah, I think without him, I won't come this far, to be honest. And he keep introducing me to all his friends, and that's how I met you. Yeah, and also secondly, of course, my mother, because my mother changed her mind at the end. I truly grateful for that. It takes time, but as long as you don't give up, as in my personal thought, my personal goal, I don't give up because of all this distraction. How I change her mind is the result today. So my mother really, I'm sure my mother is proud of me. She just don't say it out. She's that type of person. And thirdly, I want to say thank you to my aunt. Her name is, I always call her Sijing. She's financially supported me back then when I was in Singapore. Sometimes I struggle with money and all that. She will call me, hey Kyla, do you have enough money? Kyla, she's always concerned about whether I got cukup makan or not, whether I got cukup rest or not. She's just like my another mother, you know what I mean? She has so many kids to take care. Well, she only have 2 kids, but I have so much cousins. She take care of everybody. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Yeah, and again, I have so many people to want to thank. Yeah. Again, my family and friends lah. Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything, especially your trust. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kyla.
Thank you.
This was a very nice, very interesting conversation. I hope to see your next dance show.
Yes, and come for my opening launch this Sunday.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.